Ruth, I think you are good to go. All the best.
Okay, thank you. Morning, everyone. Here is Ruth Zamudio from Germany, based in Germany, and I would like to present you our approach in SAP Consulting on how a support organization needs to adapt to a digital transformation. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruth Zamudio. I'm a principal business consultant at BTS organization, Business Transformation Services. I joined SAP in September 2008. I have overall more than 20 years of experience. I um, worked before on IBM and KPMG and other consulting firms as well. My areas of focus or type of consulting that I run are on customer center of expertise, so CCOE, support organization. I use those words in more or less the same. I talk about IT strategy, governance, IT operations. Also do consulting on compliance topics, um, uh, PMMI, SOX, GXP, DPR, so are areas that I have been working on. Recently, I'm starting to work more on enablement and knowledge transfer. I feel that enablement is a topic that it really needs to be enhanced, and I like these activities here in the community because that helps on enablement topics. Um, and I am also a firm supporter of education on STEM, diversity and inclusion, and I'm very interested to learn and learn how the future of work will look like. Before I start with my presentation, what I would like is to tell you sort of a brief story of myself. I found this picture and I thought, it's a good picture to start with, not because I'm pregnant, but because I several times have been confused in the street when I meet people that I haven't seen for a long time and say, "Hey, are you pregnant?" I said, "No, I'm just fat. Sorry for that." That happened too often to me, and I thought, oh, I should be fit and do more exercise and do activities to avoid these kind of annoying situations that I meet on the street. So what was my decision? What I decided basically is I bought my smartwatch. And I thought, okay, perfectly. Now all problems are solved. Now I will be able to monitor um, how my performance is going, and I will be able to be more fit. The real life was that I continue my usual lifestyle, Netflix and watching at home, doing much. And it took me a while until I got really used to using and take advantage of my smartwatch gave me. So I did find a group of friends that we start doing some trekking together. So I found my community that will help me to do some exercises, search a lot, and I found some swimming, special swimming lessons that I enjoy, which I'm having now these days, the current situation. But I did find after a lot of search on how do I need to improve my own sort of process or my day to day, how do I adjust and include this time exercise in my daily routine, even though that I was doing this exercise, I sometimes end up going to eating junk food. It require a lot of changing in my routine and my process in my what I used to work with my community or my support environment. What I want to try to say with this story is that the tool, which was in this case my smartwatch, it's not really the solution of my problem. So it was just tool. But if I don't have this support model process around a community or a people around me that also support me, it's very difficult to take advantage and move to the next step on your own process improvement. But something similar is what I want to talk to you now. So we do have organizations or have seen customer organizations that have a problem, something's fire, there is something going on. And we try to do most of the times is just to put a band-aid. We buy a tool and we say, okay, this is going to fix all the problems. But the tool really is not going to fix. It's going to be just covering some part of your fire if you don't work along of the all different areas that might be affected or implied in this problem. So why do you have this problem? What do you want to solve? When do you want to work on it? How often? Who should be involved? Um, all these kind of things. So what I'm going to talk today is the methodology that we at SAP have on, on improving the maturity of your organization. what we call the Customer CoE capability. I will be using today the terminology customer CoE or support organization, kind of overlapping one to the other. What I would like is more or less is to guide you on how we do it. What are the different aspects that we are covering when we analyze the support organization, not just the tool, not just the product that you have purchased from SAP, but all the different areas that all together will make sure that your whole organization is improved. So before going into detail on these 5 levels that we have in our capability framework, I would like to briefly discuss with you um, um, the definition and being theoretical, but just want to align some terminology of what we understand for a support organization or customer COE. First, will do is I will read the first paragraph. Then I'll analyze it together with you. Customer COE is an expert team across business units that maximizes return on a customer's SAP investment by optimizing business process, IT applications, resources, by applying innovation and continuous improvement. There are 2 things that I would like to highlight from this definition. Customer COE is an expert team across business units. It is not the IT organization. Very important. Yes, probably IT will be like 80%, maybe 90% or 70% according to your organization of the support organization. Is not only IT. You really need to involve the different line of business, different areas within your organization to make sure that all together are supporting your SAP investment. Second thing that I would like to highlight is that when we talk about support organization, what we try to cover is the whole SAP investment. Not only your ERP, not only your CRM, not only your platform. We are talking about the whole SAP investment and how do you integrate and how you take advantage of the whole group of applications. Second definition that I would like to highlight with you is that we expect that the customer COE focuses end-to-end on the life cycle of your SAP investment. Typically, when we talk about a support organization, we are thinking on the run phase or start to thinking on support organization a few days or weeks before going live. It's unfortunately what I see at customers. But what we would like is to have a support organization that is involved along the whole life cycle of your SAP investment. Plan phase, build phase, and run phase. Now I will go to the actual framework and the 5 areas of the pyramid. So we have this is just a methodology point of view. It doesn't mean that you have to cover these steps, but it just simplifies the way that for me to explain how do we approach the whole support organization. So we'll start with the strategy. So understanding what is the strategy of the organization? Why do you go into that organization? We go to organization and governance. So the services that are provided, processes, the tools, and then the people and skills. So let me start digging into each of these topics. Strategy. With the strategy, what we want to understand is why are you going into this digital transformation path or journey as a customer organization? Why did you decide to purchase, for example, in the SAP world, S/4HANA Cloud, or why are you moving into cloud solutions like SuccessFactors or other solutions, or why are you doing this transformation maybe on improving your ERP model to a more 2-tier landscape, for example? It's about understanding the why, understanding the objective you want to achieve. And I like to try to use in my presentation some sort of external reference. I'm using quotation marks. And here I have one from Harvard Business Review when they mentioned that business strategy, you need to be clear before investing. So before you invest on a new product or in a new solution, you need to know what do you want to achieve. That I feel is very important. Not only know by the management or by the CIO, but the whole organization should know and should be clear and all on the same page on why you are moving towards a digital transformation. Why is your objective? Is this basically to reduce costs? Or is it about taking advantage of latest technology so you will be faster in a go to market and has faster functionality or solutions to your line of business? So why are you moving into this journey? Then the next thing, and this is an example that we use with S/4HANA Cloud customers, it just helps you understand the journey. So even though you have 2 3 customers that might be moving into a fast to be able to provide a faster go to market solutions with the purchase of S/4HANA Cloud, process, the journey itself may vary from customer to customer. Maybe their customers are starting from the same page, but the end objective is different. So it's important that we understand what is the journey. Why are you moving and when are you moving? So we can more or less align the recommendations or the improvements to your own situation. No two customers are the same. There are different business needs, different size of organizations, and different integration needs. That's what we try to focus when we talk about a strategy. When we go to organization and governance, and this is the biggest, because it talks about how do you set up your support organization, what roles and responsibilities are you going to have in place, how you're going to spread them out between business and IT, what are the services you're going to be provided, how you're going to provide those services. For example, are you going to deliver them from internal with internal resources? Are you going to deliver with external resources? Or you and to have partners involved? What will be the governance model? How often are you going to be meeting with the business and IT? What will be the outcome of those meetings? So this is what we try to discuss when we talk about organization and governance. First image that I have here for you is a graphical representation of the functional areas that we expect in a customer COE. Now, this is just a starting point discussion. I have not seen any customer implement it like this, but it just helps us to start the conversation, this graph. Here, what I would like to highlight, first of all, at the bottom, we have in yellow boxes that are expected to be performed by IT organization, by IT personnel resources. Then the blue boxes on the top that are business responsibility. As I mentioned at the very beginning, we do expect that a customer COE is a combination from IT and business responsibilities. So I am never talking about an organization chart or a team, a one team organizational point of view. I'm talking about a different group of people on a functional level that interact and together deliver support of your organization. Now, these are the main areas, and here are the ones that are kind of in color. Sometimes I have seen PMOs that are all on business or are all on IT. Those are kind of small differences, but the important thing is that the function is being performed. Now, this is the model that we used to discuss with customers when we are talking on premise. When we're talking about SaaS solutions like S/4HANA Cloud, for example, what we have done is sort of delete, and I'm using quotation marks here, um, boxes that are no longer uh, form or the actions are no longer performed by the customer organization, by the IT team. We made them wide and sort of remove them on the functional map. As you can see, none of the boxes is completely deleted or removed. All of them remain with some um, yellow representation. And why is that? Because the accountability of the function to be delivered remains at the customer. Still is IT responsible to answer to the line of business about how those functions, how those processes, well, how those tasks are being performed according to the agreement. Another thing that I would like to mention to you is some of these functions can be outsourced, and it's up to each organization how to identify when to outsource, how to outsource, to which partner assign this responsibility. What I'm trying to highlight here is that most of the IT functions, operational functions, be outsourced or potential for outsource, but strategy and architecture roles project management role are the ones that we do expect that remains at the customer, because those are the ones that are differentiators. Those are the ones that allows you to control your partners, control your business processes, as well. Now we have identified the possible different areas be involved in your support organization. So we have identified different roles or responsibilities within these functions that are on IT side, business side, or third-party partners. The next step will be to identify how you're gonna govern all model. Here I'm just taking a screenshot of an Activate description on the project governance models. So these are more from project level or a project phase. Something similar you need to have as well on operations. So some of these committees or boards may finish during the project, but other ones will need to continue along the execution of the operations of your project. You may need to add another ones like the change advisory board. You need to adjust and make sure that those boards are defined. Members of the board from business and from E are also defined. The outcome and the objectives of those boards are also clearly defined, like in the example. If you go to Activate in the SAP Roadmap Viewer, you will find other examples of governance bodies. Now, we talked before on the different functional models, and I did not mention specifically what were the roles behind, because business roles are not easily implemented or not often implemented at customer organizations. I am including as a sample mode some description of some business roles that we are expecting to have. We do expect that business process owner is in place, the person that is responsible, accountable of the business results, and should be usually is part of a management team. Let me jump to the key users. So the key users are usually expert employees that have high level business knowledge and is a broad knowledge on the SAP application. Well, the end users. Cloud solutions, so SaaS, software as a service, we are also recommending to start implementing this role that we call a digital business analyst. So someone that has a sort of a counterpart of the architect on designing the process. Now, each customer may rename these roles and may have, instead of having these 3-level, 4-level roles, may have 2-level. It's not really important. Important is that the tasks that are performed by business roles and not delegated to IT roles. How do you identify how to manage or how to create this organization? Well, here's a little bit of rule of thumbs for you to consider. Again, each customer is a different role, so you need to understand the customer organization, the customer environment. We start with recommending of identifying the number of end users and the number of diverse locations, time zones, language requirements, and then start identifying the process owners and derive their or less on how do you would like to structure. At the very beginning of your SAP implementation, probably you will need more people support from business side to support the SAP solution. Later, maybe these numbers get to be reduced. Nevertheless, always, there will be a need to have the business support available and running on support organization. How or when, what type of tasks that these business roles that I'm talking we're expecting to do. So what I have here at the top is the activate phases as a of reference model, and then I have put all the different business roles that I have been talking about, more or less describe what we are expecting, what type of tasks we are expecting for this role to execute or to perform. So you can see at the run phase, all of the roles are involved. Even though that the run phase looks that it's the same length as the other phases, to be honest, that's the longest phase. And that's the most important phase because your solution is already running in production. So we do expect that all these different business roles are performing different activities along your project or your solution. So that was about organization and governance. And let's move to processes. And here, yes, we do focus on IT operation processes. And it's up to each organization to identify which processes they want to focus on. ITIL is a good framework to start with. You can also go to the SAP support standards. That's a good framework to start with. Before starting to thinking on the processes, we really highly recommend our customers to first understand the different operation layers and understand where are you standing for each of those layers. If you're on an on-premise solution, probably all the different layers are managed by you. If you're in a private cloud solution or in a software as a service solution, I have been at customers that again don't have these layers that still identify. Sometimes only the operation system is outsourced to another organization, service to another partner. So it's a combination of different partners or partners that are involved in the operations of your landscape. So identified which layers are managed by whom. For that, I'm recommending to identify to think about a RACI models. Also, there are other models like the Paris model. And I'm not meaning to formally document it or having like a long Excel file, but it's making sure that all the different stakeholders that are involved in the process really know what is the responsibility. How do they need to interact in this? And again, I'm giving you an example here on the business roles. These three business roles, how are they involved as well in IT operation processes? So on the left side, I have included some IT operation processes, not all of them. What I want to do is here is highlight, even that the process may sound um, technical or IT only, in order to have a success on those processes, you need to involve your business areas. So even if they are just the testers, being a tester means that you need to provide certain level of input and certain level of skills to have from your key user or end user areas. So we really highly encourage our customers to identify the whole process end to end with the different stakeholders that are involved and not only the IT operator that is running a tool. Basically, at the end of the day, the challenge for you as an IT organization on defining your processes is to find the right balance between process definition, different people, roles and responsibilities that are involved, how you're using the tools, to have a good KPIs to monitor the good balance of these three tools. You may have three tools for automated testing, but if you have a process that does not involve end-to-end the different roles that are involved to define those testings, then the process is not good. So then having KPIs that you can monitor individually how your IT operations are run. When we talk about KPIs and also SLAs, we need to make sure that those SLAs are really representing the reality. This is something that I found online, the watermelon effect. It's about having those SLAs that every month they are always reported green. There is always some customer that unhappy. Several times I've been at customers that tell me need to improve. Customers, business is complaining we are not giving solutions. They are complaining that we are not giving solutions on time. The SLAs are green. The SLAs are just measuring system availability, closing tickets within the time, which is not really what the customer needs. You need to identify those SLAs that really are targeting customer needs. So identifying how you will really satisfy the value of your process or the value of what the customer needs. If I move next to the tools and the standard, typically this is the topic that every customer or most of the customers start on. I already purchased this tool, everything should be working. Be honest. I have been at customers and I have heard about every tool ever that existed. These are like the first ones that came to my head yesterday last week when I was making this presentation. It's not about which tool are you using. It doesn't really matter. It's about how good you're taking advantage of the tool. Your tool is integrated with the process of your organization, but the tool is integrated with the next tool. The input of a tool is the output for one. But I would like to see, this is just an example from Solution Manager, but I always use it as an example. Whatever tool you're using, make sure you're taking advantage of the value that it provides. Make sure that you're able to measure what are KPIs that are generated. KPIs that mean something, just KPIs that you show tool is working. When we talk about tools and methods, we also recommend the usage of SAP Activate. I highly encourage you to navigate through Activate in the roadmap viewer and identify there are several accelerators, Excels, PowerPoints, guides, and checklists available along the whole life cycle of our SAP solution. It could be very helpful, even in the run phase. So this is a slide that I created for S4HANA Cloud, but they are Activate versions for different SAP solutions. The last section that I want to describe to you is what I call people and skills. So you have defined earlier what will be your governance model, what services you will be providing internally, which services will be provided externally, what are the roles that are necessary on the business and IT side. You define a process to execute align to those roles, and you have tools in place that will support the automation of those processes. But now you need to assign those roles and assign to people the execution of this process and tool. So how do you measure that these people have the right skills and evolve or improve their skills according to the needs of your digital transformation? So here is just a marketing slide of a study that was made last year on demonstrating the value of training and enablement from customers. What I would like to share with you is sort of our learning more. We do expect something about this distribution 10, 20, 70. Around 10% is a structured formal education, the learning curve or enablement path. 20% are more like connections and peer learning, like what we're having right now in community sessions. And experiences are most of the major areas of improvement. Having said that, what we recommend is our customers to provide a platform of different sources of education, of learning environments, to ensure enablement capacity of their employees. There are some sources that you may want to consider when you are at your customer organization. It's not just classroom trainings, and even now there are not more anymore, but um, it's not just formal education, it's the education that we are expecting for the different resources that work in a support organization, participation on open SAP courses, for example, joining trainings that are available in Learning Hub, in the community on inside track like we are right now is a sort of enablement. In podcast, partnership with universities, for example, several universities teach SAP solutions. You may want to approach them and involve them in your hiring and recruitment process, and also join events like the first of it group. Basically, that was my summary of the methodology that we use in SAP Consulting to help our customers to improve their support organization with the changes that are coming now with digital transformation. Um, leaving you here a four-step sort of guide or roadmap how to move next. Basically, I try to summarize a simple way. I mean, it's very simple to write down these four steps, but to execute them may take a little bit more time. Basically, what I'm recommending you is to understand strategic priorities. What do you want to achieve? Understand the business environment, the competitors, what the organization, what the industry is working on. Then define your IT operations aligned to your priorities and your business needs. So if cost is your most important priority, make sure that your IT operation processes, IT operation tools are targeting to those, to the cost reduction, for example. The fourth step, last and very, very important, define targets. Measure your success. Establish continuous improvement activities. That is key and successful for your organization. I don't think we have much time. I have here a sort of example that I found on an Amazon Web Services video here in YouTube. Managing director for Formula One was explaining their experience. So I think the link will come here in the chat soon, so you can watch this extract from the video, and they basically say exactly those four activities or four recommendations I'm saying. So for Formula One was speed, one of the strategic priority. Their business environment or the challenges, their considerations is that they have different locations, different countries, and a group of fans very big, and they needed to make sure that they target or they approach all these different business environments. How they did it, team effort, different line of business, not only one group, no silos thinkings. They do a lot of training, practice, and involve different. They, after some execution or cycles within this step 3, they were able to change 4 tires and wheels in 1.6 seconds. Basically, that's what I have for you. What I would like to close is what I have been describing for you. I have written a white paper that covers this recommendation with roadmaps specifically for the S/4HANA Cloud world. When you are moving from an ERP environment to a cloud environment, how will these changes? And in this white paper that we will be putting the link soon in the chat as well, what we would like is to describe only roles and responsibilities that will be affected, but also how to evolve, how to change those people or the skill sets of the people performing sort of old roles or no longer needed roles for an on customer organization because they're moving to the cloud, to change those roles, how to identify what skills are required. And we also include in this white paper a roadmap on how to uh, change or adapt your support organization with implementation for S/4HANA. So that's all that I have for you today. Open for questions now. If there are any, let me know.
Actually, there are no questions at the moment. So still we are having 7 more minutes. So we'll wait for some time if any participant is about to ask the question.
Thank you, Ruthvik. Were you able to post the links?
Yeah, I have posted the links in the live chat.
Perfect.
So
Thank
both
you.
links I have posted. So I see no more questions, I think so. So as we are having a spin a wheel contest, so let me share my screen and run the wheel. Okay, so I'm pulling out the names and I'm running the wheel. So
Are you sharing your screen?
I'm sharing. I think it's not coming. I think so. Okay, fine. So the winner is so the winner is Natiala Singer is the winner. So I will be reaching out to Natiala Singer, or else I will be posting the link where you can update your details over there, so that it will be coming to you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.